Hi, I'm Dave Sinkfor with TopGun Consulting, and I'm here today with Dan Brown, who is the Deputy Associate Superintendent of the Arizona Department of Education. And welcome, Dan. I'm glad you could take the time here to talk to me a little bit about the ADE. What kind of programs does the ADE offer in the CTE world, which is what what we need in manufacturing, as well as some of these other great career choices that are out there?
A great question, and as exciting as it is, we have 71 individual programs in career and technical education across the state, and we're excited about every one of them. Specific to manufacturing, I might add that agri-science, you would think may not relate specifically to manufacturing, and yet there's a lot of welding, there's a lot of kinds of manufacturing work that is done in the agri-science. But welding also is a common career and technical education class. Machining is another opportunity that kids have here in our state. Engineering, and you know, outside of those, some of the more popular culinary arts, we have cosmetology, we have many, as I've mentioned, 71 different programs, David, statewide that kids have an opportunity to take.
I really didn't know there were that many, but I'm glad to hear that there are. Can you tell us a little bit, what's the age range for these kids and what grades they can start taking a look at these programs?
You know, currently most of them are involved in 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. And even though that's where the real coursework begins, we're looking more closely at getting 7th and 8th graders with at least some kind of information about what career path there might be for them as early as their latter part of 8th grade, or at least initially as the summer before 9th grade, would be looking at perhaps some job shadowing opportunities, maybe even taking a look at what some internships might look like as they go through their high school career. And let's not forget apprenticeships, where they really get down to the actual skills and talents that one needs to do whatever particular job that they might be interested in along the way.
That's certainly a great idea to get them younger, because that's, I think the sooner you get them thinking about these things, the better off we're going to be. Now, where are these programs basically being offered?
You know, across the state, we have 108 districts that have career and technical education involved in their schools. That only added to by the 13 JTEDs, which are the Joint Technical Education Districts, which are districts within the state, located in several of the counties, that they send students that perhaps the skills and abilities that they need can't be offered at the individual school, so they go to these larger JTEDs. So 108 different districts, probably 275 different high schools across our state, and then these 13 JTEDs are really where they begin to get this first look at what they perhaps could identify as a career path while they're in our school.
Unfortunately, not every school offers every single program, but they offer what they can. And in the larger areas like Phoenix, they've got these JTEDs that are able to have more programs on that site.
Great way to define it.
Yeah, and costs involved with some of these things, because you know, everybody's worried about that these days.
Yeah. Well, as students come into schools, there are some small costs to lab some of the materials that they might be using during that class, but those are really very limited costs, and can often be, if not able to be afforded by a student.
Right.
Oftentimes the school will have scholarships or other opportunities to lessen those costs for students when they attend our schools. If there's an excitement, if there's an energy that a student wants to take a class, I believe that we can find a way within our schools across our state.
As a final note here, I'd just like to thank Dan again for spending a little time with us, and I'm really glad to hear that the ADE is working to prepare these students for the future, not only in precision manufacturing, but as well as many of these other very valuable career choices. So thank you again, and if you have any questions, please feel free to call me at TopGun Consulting.